Certain animals don't just get along, and when they meet, things can go sideways very quickly. If you want to see some wicked confrontations, stay tuned as we count down 15 merciless animal battles ever filmed.
But why are they fighting?
Number 15. Dog vs. Lizard. I'm guessing dogs and lizards are not the best of friends, and in this first video, we can see exactly why that is. As this dog circles this lizard trying to find a way to bite it. The lizard keeps his guard and swings his tail in the hopes of scaring off the dog, but the dog insists and wants to fight the lizard. Nothing much happens, except when the dog tries biting the lizard's tail. The lizard eventually heads for the taller grass, where the dog slowly becomes less irritated in the reptile. In our next video, the assailant is the lizard this time, and it charges the dog on several occasions until they both go tumbling down the road, after which the dog gets a firm grip on the lizard's neck. The lizard manages to free itself, but it looks like it's injured. A second dog joins the fight, and it looks like it's to be the dog's midget brother. The lizard fends them both off, and it looks like they will be okay for now. Next, this large lizard is surrounded by 4 dogs that bark a lot, but that's about it. Seems like neither of the dogs has the guts to make the first move, so they just taunt the lizard and annoy it to the tilt. This next dog doesn't waste any time and immediately bites this lizard in its midsection repeatedly to the point of cutting it. The lizard tries to fend off the attacks to the best of its abilities, but it looks like the dog has the upper paw on this one. Finally, these 3 dogs chase this monitor lizard, and they don't accomplish much except for a little barking and running. Number 14. Bird vs. Praying Mantis. The praying mantis can be preyed upon by certain birds, but it's never easy for the bird that tries to take on this murderous insect. Most people know how deadly the praying mantis is, and I'm thinking this little bird knows it too, because as much as it flies back and forth trying to find an angle to attack the killer insect, it never comes close enough for the mantis to deliver its final blow. In our next clip, this bird takes a few shots at the mantis, but the mantis stands its ground until a crazy lizard comes flying out of nowhere and attacks the mantis. The bird realizes there is too much going on and decides to fly anyway. All the birds taking on the praying mantis hesitate and are not able to make the kill, just like this other bird, meddling around in mantis territory without accomplishing anything. However, this northern cardinal doesn't waste any time, and after a few peeks at this mantis, it snatches the mantis and flies home with its meal. I guess the mantis can't win them all. Finally, another mantis bites the dust as this bird gives it a serious beating, but the mantis tries to resist no matter what. Number 13. Bear vs. Lion. If there is one animal that can stand up to a lion, it's definitely a bear. Of course, many of the big and powerful bears such as the polar bear and the grizzly bear never come face to face with lions because they just don't live on the same continents. However, at this zoo, a black bear is interested in something this lion has. The bear notices the lion has some food. You know how bears are when it comes to food, or any other wild animal for that matter. The bear doesn't hesitate 1 second and approaches the lion to see what's for lunch, but the lion goes insane and tries biting the bear, and the two tangle for a few seconds before the bear takes off. My question is, what is a bear doing in a lion's enclosure at a zoo? Next, in this sequence, a bear and a lion are involved in a deadly fight. The fight seems to be pretty even, but this is a movie and there is probably little trickery involved as well. In the end, the bear runs off and the lion chases it away. I guess the bears we saw in these videos weren't very big, but I'm sure it would be an entirely different story if we had seen a polar bear or a grizzly bear. Number 12. Rhino vs. Buffalo. Unfortunately for buffaloes, rhinos are larger than they are. The rhino would be far more powerful than a buffalo and it would easily defeat it. The buffalo would be seriously injured by a charge from a rhino, even though most of the charges are bluffs. I guess the buffalo in our first video didn't get the email and he decided to take on this rhino in a one-on-one duel. The rhino has the immediate advantage just because of the size of its horn, and it can easily strike the buffalo with it. When the rhino flanks the buffalo, it even causes it to fall due to a larger size. Just the impact of his body against the Cape buffalo is enough to make the buffalo fall. I have to say that the buffalo is tenacious and doesn't give up, no matter what the rhino brings to the table. It doesn't look like rhinos and buffalo should be invited to the same parties, just a word of advice. Next, in this tag team battle, 2 rhinos take on 2 Cape buffaloes. The 4 animals face each other, and just when the fight is about to begin, the 4 animals decide to meditate. Finally, this black rhino is taking a stroll in buffalo territory, but the buffaloes are crashed down on the ground, enjoying the sun, and they don't bother with the massive horned creature. Number 11. Leopard vs. Lizard. Monitor lizards are feisty reptiles, and this leopard finds out that as it tries to get too close to one of them. I love how big cats react when they see an animal they're not familiar with or they don't usually hunt. When they see a gazelle or zebra, they know exactly what to do. In the end, the cat abandons the hunt. if there ever was one in the first place. This next clip shows a young leopard, and he also has no clue what he's doing with the lizard, who slaps his tail at whatever he can hit. Another young leopard decides to just lay down next to this lizard to contemplate nature. The lizard isn't bothering the cat, and the cat is clueless, so it decides to go for a walk to see if it can find something more interesting to do. Number 10. Hippo versus Lion. In our first video, this lioness got the surprise of her life when she disturbed a resting hippo. Likely interested in a meal as she roamed the Masai Mara, the lioness approached the hippo to investigate. But the colossal animal gave the enormous cat quite a scare when it immediately turned around and began chasing her. Hippos are thought to be the most dangerous mammals in Africa, killing about 2,900 people every year. No wonder. Their mammoth jaws are extremely strong, and their teeth weigh an average of 6.5 pounds each and can grow to just under 1 foot long. Astonishingly, these gigantic animals can also run up to 30 miles per hour, so charging opponents is an easy feat. Even predators as fierce as lions have reason to be cautious around these massive beasts, and these lionesses learned when she got too close. At one point, the hippo even grabbed the lioness by the neck and effortlessly tossed her around. Somehow, the lioness frees herself, narrowly escaping with her life. Next, check out this hippo chase a lion out of its watering hole. Hippos are extremely territorial, and it doesn't matter if it's Sylvester the cat or Simba the lion. The hippo is not backing down. The following video shows a wounded hippo battling 5 adult lions. In the dry month of May, 2 male lions happened to be sleeping on the ridgeline above as this enormous hippo tried to find its way to a limited quantity of water. With the hippo circling, the male lions were alarmed and summoned their pride, which arrived in a flash with 3 lionesses and 4 cubs. The adult predators got to work, biting and clawing at the hippo's back in an attempt to bring it down. On this occasion, it appears that the hungry pride bit off more than it could chew, and the hippo fought its way to safety. Number 9. Aggressive donkey. On farms, donkeys can be a significant concern. Due to their no-nonsense approach to self-defense and deadly two-hoof kick, they were traditionally utilized to protect other livestock from wild dogs and wolves. They still serve as sentinels against coyotes on some ranches in the United States. This video shows how violent a donkey can become as it grabs a small goat by the neck and kills it. The animal is supposed to protect these animals against coyotes, and yet it is doing the damage. Who needs enemies when you have friends like this? Next, this donkey kills a fox without a problem. I didn't know donkeys had such killer bites. In our next video, this hyena messes with the wrong donkey. You would think a hyena would have the upper hand on a donkey, but as you can see in this video, it certainly isn't the case. The donkey is manhandling this hyena like it was a domestic cat. Finally, this white donkey gives this pig a beating, but the pig manages to get out of the donkey's hold alive. There's one happy survivor from the bunch we just saw. Number 8. Leopard versus buffalo. Leopards are skilled and stealthy hunters and have powerful jaws, but they are not huge cats. Taking on an adult buffalo for a leopard would be a daunting task, and you can see what I mean when this leopard sneaks up on this buffalo and barely tickles it. Next, we see the leopard eating the carcass of a buffalo. Probably not the same leopard, and the buffalo is probably already dead. In our next video, this leopard walks up to 2 buffalo laying in the water. This leopard is either extremely confident or nuts. It's as if the leopard went to tell the buffalo it would love to eat them, but it knows it can't, and the buffaloes are telling the leopards to try his luck with them to see what happens. The buffaloes don't react much because they know this cat cannot harm them. They don't even bother charging the cat, and the cat goes along on its merry way, looking for something to do. In our next video, this leopard doesn't waste any time and jumps on a buffalo. The rest of the herd is looking at the birds, except for one other buffalo that scares the big cat enough for it to retreat and climb a tree. Though it wasn't very clear, I think the leopard was attacking a calf. It would make sense because the adults are way too big. This time, it's the buffalo that takes it to the leopard, and the leopard finds no other solution but to hide in a tree. Number 7. Dog versus snake. Dogs will react to anything that enters their territory, and this Rottweiler is no different. The dog is going bananas over a snake trespassing its property, but the snake is just trying to escape. It doesn't want to fight the dog, but the dog insists. Just when the snake slithers to make the escape, the dog snatches it up and tries to shred it to pieces before dropping it to the ground. Once on the ground, the snake doesn't move. Is it faking being dead, or is it really dead? I don't know, Rottweilers were snake hunters, but here's another Rottweiler taking it to a snake, and the snake is not enjoying its time with the big pooch. I guess this dog is having reptile soup for dinner. In our next video, these 2 dogs decapitate this poor snake trying to flee. I guess these snakes are non-venomous, or they just don't know how to bite dogs. This little white dog might be taking on more than it can chew as it follows this long snake everywhere. The snake avoids the dog and isn't even one bit confrontational. I guess this battle, if there even was one, ends in a draw. Now this dog has its paws full when a python tries to suffocate it. The dog fights with all its might and tries to rid itself of the large snake, but it's easier said than done. When it looks like the dog is fried, cooked, and roasted, it escapes beyond all odds. Number 6. Impala versus cats. The physique of an impala is a compromise that allows it to be good at both foraging and sprinting quickly. The impala isn't fast enough to beat a cheetah in a sprint, but it escapes the grip of a cheetah often. In our first video, this impala is actually lucky because the cheetah mother is training her young and she's not interfering in the process. It's obvious the young cubs are not ready to bring down a large animal like this one, but with practice, they will do no doubt eventually succeed. It could have also been dangerous for the cats had the impala kicked one in the face. Next, this adult cheetah is also training her cubs, but she manages to injure the small impala slightly, so the cubs can finish off the work. In our next video, this cheetah chases a larger impala and holds it down, until another cheetah joins the kill and the two get ready to enjoy their meal. With a top speed of 65 km per hour, the leopard is unquestionably a dangerous predator. From the protection of a gully, this leopard assesses an unsuspecting impala in this sense, an intriguing encounter as it prepares to ambush the herbivore. In this next hunt, the tables are turned when this gazelle stabs this mother cheetah with its horns and gravely injures it. The mother is so hurt it may not be able to hunt again. This leaves her and her young in terrible danger of being hunted by lions. Number 5. Roadrunner versus snake. The roadrunner is one of the rare predators of rattlesnakes, and it will kill them in a spectacular display of agility, speed, and ferocity. The rattlesnake in this video is killed by the bird pounding on the snake's head against the ground, but they can also kill snakes by pecking through the back of their skull. In this next video, the roadrunner sneaks up on a rattlesnake, but the snake senses danger and slithers into hiding. Will the roadrunner find a way to catch up to the snake? Finally, this roadrunner annihilates the snake as it holds it in its mouth and violently swings its head up and down to make sure the snake is dead. Roadrunner, beep beep. If he catches you, you're through. Number 4. Rooster versus dog. Dogs can easily kill a rooster if they really want to, unless the dog is timid and against animal cruelty. But roosters will not back down from a fight, and they will take it to the dog for as long as they can, trying to scare the dog away. Here's a perfect example when this white rooster takes it to this dog. The rooster is unstoppable and the dog keeps backing off while the rooster keeps marching on. The rooster even lunges its beak into the dog, and all the dog can do is protect itself with its paws. This is one ballsy rooster. This rather large red rooster gives another dog a run for its money. I'm so amazed at the display of resilience by these roosters. It's like they're scared of nothing to the point where this rooster actually chases the dog away. Next, this small dog has its paws full with this rooster, but the rooster isn't going all John Wick on the dog, so this battle compared to the previous ones is considered a play fight. Next, this black rooster goes on the offensive when this dog prevents it from seeing his girlfriend. The rooster warns the dog to let him in to see the love of his life, or things will get dangerous. The dog is stubborn and tells the rooster to go fly a kite. Finally, another scuffle where the chicken is king of the hill. These chickens have so much energy that they tire the dogs out. Good for them. Number 3. Snow leopard. Snow leopards have the ability to kill animals 3 times their own body weight. Yaks, blue sheep, argali wild sheep, ibex, marmots, pikas, deer, and other small mammals are among the animals they eat. Local communities also hunt the animals that snowy leopards generally hunt, such as the argali sheep. In our first video, this snow leopard tries to snatch a baby yak, but it didn't foresee the adult yaks coming to the young yak's defense. Even though the cat has the calf by the neck, its mother continues pouncing on the snow leopard until it lets go and runs away. Watch this snow leopard pull a few acrobatics while it chases this Himalayan ibex on these rocky cliffs. This is certainly not the easiest terrain to chase an animal on, but the snow leopard handles it well. Except it's not enough to make the kill. Finally, this mountain goat runs for its life when the snow leopard chases it down a mountain. At the last second, when you think it's all over for the goat, it manages to escape from the agile feline. What a run that was. Number 2. Shrike bird. The shrike is a raptor-like songbird with raptor-like characteristics. This masked black, white, and gray predator hunts insects, birds, lizards, and small mammals from utility poles, fence posts, and other conspicuous perches throughout much of North America's prairies and other open environments. Shrikes usually can't hang on to their prey for long enough to eat it, so they impale it on surrounding spikes. To assert territory or attract females, they frequently collect kills in prickly shrubs. Small reptiles and frogs are also hunted, but they are frequently left unattended. In our first video, this shrike has a good time trying to hunt this small snake. It looks like the shrike will have no problem eating on this day. The shrike may appear to be a lightweight, but it is a cold-blooded killer. In this video, it uses the acacia tree's thorns to impale its prey, and it also serves as a pantry. Anyone for a lizard on the grill? Next, this loggerhead shrike attacks a sparrow and begins to eat it as it is dragging it off. Another sparrow bites the dust as this shrike ends its life in the cold of winter. Finally, this shrike stands on a tree branch, taking small bites out of its dead victim that has been impaled by the deadly bird on a prickly spike. A little heavy metal music with that? A crow is cautious enough to back away from what appears to be a rat attack. The crow will peck on a rat until it dies if it becomes weak enough. The crow will have two alternatives if it kills the rat. It will either eat it on the spot or carry it away to a safer location. This rat-crow confrontation will not go down in history as one of the biggest fights ever. It looks more like a polka dance than a fight. Next, two crows try to attack a rabbit, and it seems like the crows always use the same technique of trying to grab the rat by the tail, but it never works. I think crows should revise their attack strategies if they're going to be successful at killing rats. In our next clip, this huge rat is having lunch when a few crows try to disturb it. The rat is not fazed one bit, even keeping its back turned so the crows can enjoy its meal. Finally, this crow bites the back of this rat, but it's not getting much done. The rat stands there almost motionless as if it's waiting for the crow to disappear. I guess the rat is holding on to its dear life and praying the crow decided it's had enough and flies off. We have seen some incredible fights, but my favorite has to be the shrike. I've never heard of this bird before, but man, the way it impales its victims is insane. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of 15 merciless animal battles ever filmed. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.